Hello, welcome. Thank you for coming. So, no act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted. And we believe community is the cornerstone of humanity, and it is in human nature to want to help those who are in need. And this was exemplified in the recent disaster caused by Storm Dana in Valencia, where the volunteers truly were the heroes of the situation, and where the institutions fell short, the people pulled through. And we asked ourselves, well, Pablo asked himself and Antonio asked himself, in the digital age, why is there no solution that allows us to simply ask for help and be connected with people who want to give help? And this is the birth of Pidenos. I think I'm pronouncing it correct. And it's a simple app which allows people in need of help to ask for it, and for people who want to give help to very easily give it. And before we kick off with a demo to show you exactly how this works, we wanted to walk you through some of our product principles. So, as always, user first. We wanted our users not to get lost. So there's always simple pathways, clear signposting, and we wanted our user to know how to use this app before they actually used it. So it's all built around simplicity. And we also wanted frictionless UI so that the user feels like they're using something that's been well built, and that provides reassurance. So that was always the headline principle that we worked with. Because people are being connected with complete strangers, one of the fundamental laws of this app was that they need to trust who they're dealing with. And so right from the start, and in fact the first thing we built was using bank grade KYC, using, shout out to a Barcelona startup, Didet, who provide the service for free, and we'll show you that later. And then finally, less is more, so we're both minimalists at heart, and we wanted this principle, again, built around the idea of simplicity, to really persist throughout the whole app. And less is more works for the user, but in fact what we built in the background, for example, is a matching system where the user is given a prioritized list of help requests that are relevant to him or her, and this is based on a point-based system, which is something that we hope to develop in the future further. So, moving on to a demo. A slight disclaimer is we thought we were using Discord, so we thought we could use our phones to share the screen. So,
can you connect with the phone to Google Meet?
yeah, so we're going to try that.
You can.
Could you also maybe like if we like stream on Discord, and then you can share the screen of the Discord to Google?
You're sharing the screen actually, so you actually can do whatever.
Well, then I'll show you.
You can open Discord here
Okay.
if you want.
Well, let me
You're
see.
sharing the entire screen, right? No, you're sharing the tab.
Share screen. Okay, that's worked.
Yeah, just mute yourself there.
Okay. Perfect. Do you want to do the same, Jack?
Yeah.
So one second, I'll just. Okay. So.
It's just not shared here, no?
There are changes. We're going to have a complicated system here.
Yeah, so we practice this on Discord. Perfect. Thanks.
Is it in?
Mm,
Or go full screen?
in for screen.
So is that actually loading? I'm not sure that was actually connected. Because I'm on port 0.
Maybe you don't have permissions or something.
Is it me?
Okay, leave this here, this yes.
Ah, okay, it's because I'm in incognito. Okay, here we go.
The phone is near the microphone.
Oh shit.
It's just when you-
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, brilliant. So, whoops. Oh my god, what's going on? Okay, sorry about this. Okay, so here we just want to show the KYC process, onboarding process. So if we log in as a test user, I have to do it one-handed. Cheers. Thank you. And just quickly log in. So this is powered by Auth0. And what? Ah, sorry. Okay, I'm signing up. And then we can continue. And there's a quick onboarding step where we can give some basic information. So we're in Valencia, and we don't ask for the full address because we thought that might be too much friction because it's quite private information. But we do ask for that when it's necessary to have it. And then we have a dynamic form where we can either be obviously a requester of help or a volunteer. And we have some predefined help categories which we can select. And oops. And I won't do that because we all know what LinkedIn is. And then this is where we move into the guided process. So this is all built for mobile first. I've already preloaded my driver's license, but for you guys it would be a fully web-based experience. And then continue, but not smart. And then, because my driver's license is based in the UK, Diet is actually smart enough to know that this is suspicious. So I need to go in and manually approve it. So here you can see, and in the meantime, we've actually, if I just show you, where did I get that? In the meantime, it's recognised that this verification is done in process. So we hit the, oh my god. Oh no, it's refresh on the Google Meet.
It's complicated. It's a complicated. Sorry.
Yeah.
You refresh on the call. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait a second. You have to share the screen.
How do I do that?
You're muted because a lot of people are on this call.
Thank you. Yeah, here we go. And now we can quickly refresh.
No, you muted already. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Mm.
And then here I'm gonna. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
As much as you want. There's no rush.
And so here you can see that the full KYC process has started. Has completed, and then we land on essentially the landing page for a volunteer. I'm going to pass over to Jack now.
I don't know.
Can everybody, okay, everybody can, okay. Maybe if we can just nudge that thing. Oh, yeah.
I think it's your
Is it not
mobile.
on yours?
Oh, yeah, shoot, it's me.
Mobile.
Okay, so thanks to Jack showing you guys how the KYC works. So we get landed to this, I guess, magic table, which is a table shared between the volunteer and the requester. I'm currently signed in as a requester, and this is essentially the landing page of a requester. And under this screen active, you see all the requests that are open, available for you to offer help, and there are also requests that have other people that have already offered help. But these requests, the common ground is that they are all available for more help. So you can always offer help, and the button just right above is very convenient for the requester to click in, and I think it's yeah. And you are able to create a request, so I think I'll probably walk through really quickly. So yeah, I think you can, so you type in a title. I think I'm going to write help moving stuff. Need helping hand. Help category, probably related to maybe home cleaning,
No,
transportation, and I'm just going to put my what's my address? Oh, my address. Let's see. Country. Region, postcode. I'm not very familiar with postcode here, so I'm just going to put 888. Request, date, for example, from now on to next week, or next week. And so submit request.
Take it over.
And at this point, we should be able to, Jack should be able to see the request that I have just created on his end.
Yeah, so if I take over the screen again,
Yeah.
then I'm now obviously the volunteer again. So if I refresh my active requests, then because I'm based in Valencia and he is asking for help in Barcelona, you can see it's actually quite low down in the list of priorities. So I'm trying to find
I think it's transportation.
It's going to be right at the bottom. Oh, yeah, help moving stuff. Here we go.
Yeah.
It's because I'm actually quite good at helping moving stuff, but I'm not based in Barcelona. So no, so I can offer help now. I can help, and that's send. We then got a nice little message there, and we're also routed back to my offers, and then I can pass it back to you. Share the rest.
So now, since Jack have made an offer, what I can do is go into offers, which would check, so based on the request that I've put out, if there are any offers being made to my request. There's a bunch of mock data, but as you can see, the last one here is just the one that Jack just offered. And we can navigate in and is signed in under George Orwell, so I can view his offer. And as you can see, this is Jack, and I can decide to either accept or reject. So I'm going to accept because why would I reject? And so offer accepted, and that directs us back to the details page, and it allows us to have access to the volunteer contact information. And if we navigate back, if we go to history, we are able to see, in
We need to use those sections.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, so once I have accepted, I can go in and then I can rate how well did the helping go. So now that it has registered, the request is officially finalized, and that help has been carried out essentially, and we can see under history that has been just completed, as in the help moving stuff request. And the same will translate into Jack's view as a volunteer. And
So just finish off.
you can just, yes, sure.
So then, obviously under my history, I've now had a completed request. And then, because this is the last thing, so the last thing is that obviously on the profile we're able to view our information, edit it, and then save it all down. And then just the final thing to show is that whilst this has all been happening in, if I can get my emails up, we've been sending emails from the app notifying state changes. I'm receiving all the emails because we're still in development, but obviously once we deploy, this will go directly to the user emails. And that's the wrap, so that's the demo.
And you guys are more than welcome to try it out at your own time, in terms of like experiencing the app. And I believe now we're going to move on to talking about a bit of our tech stack and how we conceptualized our app.
Okay. Right,
Do you want to talk now? Okay, so we have, say, quite a collection of interesting technology involved in our app. On the front end, as you can see, when it comes to UI components, we're relying primarily on ShadCN and Tailwind, and we try to our best to adhere to ShadCN's grammar and vocabulary. In terms of animation, we've went for framer motion. That is the library responsible for what you've seen in terms of transitioning the loading state between different pages. In terms of validation, we've gone with Zod, which prevents the user from inputting information that don't fit, and obviously did it for KYC. In terms of authentication, we've utilized Auth0, which I think I had a talk with Jack. It's more simpler than Supabase, so that's something that's interesting to keep in mind. Obviously, we use Resend as a technology to be able to alert the user to the email address. And we have the app deployed on Fly.io. and obviously the app is containerized. And on the back end, in terms of database, we've decided to go for a Neon database, and we have a Prisma ORM layer on top of it. And that is roughly the gist of, in terms of our tech stack for our app. We also want to talk about some of the challenges that we faced and some of the insights that we've been able to garner throughout this journey. In terms of, for non-technical category, one of the first thing, definitely, team dynamic. I think, we think to keep our team aligned, we emphasized proactive communication, accountability, and obviously a lot of strong initiative to be able to ensure that both Jack and I stay on the same page at all times. In terms of approaches for designing, in order to keep things simple, given that we start off the project on a relatively blank canvas, we focused on the outermost element to establish structure before going into more details, and that allows us to always have a flexibility. If the client want to change something, it's always it is not that difficult. In terms of development, we followed the make it work, then make it pretty principle, and to maintain momentum, we used divide and conquer strategy to break tasks obviously into more manageable pieces, and we relied on rigorous reviews of each other's code and to maintain the quality and make sure that we don't push any codes that eventually might turn into a liability. Sorry. In terms of learning and efficiency, one of our biggest takeaway is reading documentation can actually save quite a lot of time. Instead of guessing and troubleshooting mindlessly, reading documentation will help you avoid a lot of common pitfall, and obviously leveraging AI wherever you can is very important, but two things, critical thinking and decision making always remain on your own hand. So in terms of some of the technical challenges that we've encountered, for example, internalization. So we use the I18N to interpolate each text field into the corresponding Spanish equivalent. And obviously, we've learned that implementing it incrementally from the get-go is much more efficient and easier. Because otherwise you would have to embark in a major refactoring journey, which I don't think you guys would want to do that. So I guess in terms of that creates technical debt. In terms of continuous integration and testing, we thought it would be interesting to bring this up. We haven't integrated automated testing, and we think it's really important to mention about this because as the app grow more in complexity and as you try to build new functionality and layer that on top of existing features or existing structures, it's very easy to get into a situation where even if your builds checks pass, you will still have problems. And in order to avoid those problems, it's better to have automated testing, which not only can save lots of time, but also it can allow more people to work on different components without breaking the whole architecture. Managing database migration is another important point that we've experienced. Obviously, as the app evolves, frequent schema change is inevitable. We obviously sometimes might want to add new functionality, and that requires to change something in the database. So in order to avoid migration inconsistencies, we always make sure to apply all previous migrations before introducing new ones. And that way the whole team is synchronized. And that allows us to never get into a migration crisis. And finally, future-proofing for the user model. Credits to Jack for having that in the back of a mind, even at the infancy of the app. Instead of just rigidly splitting user type and then building a model for a given user type, we've decided to go with a unified model, which can later on allow for more flexibility if maybe the client had an intention that, for example, a volunteer or requester wanted to perform the other role as well, then they could. It would be technically possible, and it wouldn't require a lot of structural change. So that's something else that we wanted to point out. It's good to have a future-proof thinking when you're planning for a project. And that sums up essentially our the challenges and the insights that we gathered throughout this journey. And,
Well, we've both really enjoyed working on this project,
Yeah.
and we would love to see this eventually be launched into the wild. And so we've got a bit of a backlog that we've got to get through, a few quite big chunky ones. So we'd love to see those be done and dusted. And then really a question for Pablo and Antonio, what else needs to be done to get this launched? And thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you.
And that's a wrap.